Hey guys, you can see that now I'm eating some dragon fruit. And they all look very tasty and sweet too. So this is our dessert after dinner. Like every time we finish eating dinner, we'll either have fruits or other kind of desserts like ice cream or fruits such as dragon fruit or apple. Many fruits or even jackfruit as well. So this is the dragon fruit. And now I'm gonna have a rest, and while I'm resting, I will read Cookie again. And today we're in the chapter 18, the final chapter of the book. So are you excited for this? If you're excited right now, then let's get started straight away. Because after we finish this chapter, there will be no more chapter as well. And we have finished Cookie when we will move on to our next book. And we still don't know what that next book is, but let's find out soon. But for now, let's finish our final chapter, 18th. Last time I said that it's chapter 19th. My mistake. It's only 18th chapter. So let's get started. No one called me ugly at Sea Heaven Primary, not even Toby. At first, they called me the new girl, which was perfectly acceptable description, but after a little while, they called me the cookie girl. I started off just sharing cookies with my best friend and my fellow UCL princess, but soon I started taking a little bag of cookies each day and handed them to everyone who seemed left out or lonely. Then the whole school got involved in raising money for some poor children in Africa. We were told to bring in cakes and biscuits to sell to each other at lunchtime. Right, said Mom, rolling up her sleeves. She started making an enormous batch of bunny cookies, all different flavors. Everyone lovingly eyed with raisin for ices and a dab of glassy cherry for a mouth. Nearly everyone bought cakes and biscuits, but mine were the most popular. I sold them for 10 pence per cookie, and they sold out in 5 minutes flat. We had a summer fair for school funds at the end of June, and Mr. Pettit actually wrote to Mom, begging her to run her own cookie stall. She made us both a lacy white apron out of net curtains. She got me to paint a sign for the stall. What shall I put? I don't know, like Dilly's cookies? That sounds too much like those cookies you can buy. Millie's cookie. People would think you're copying. How about bunny cookies? Then I can draw little white rabbits capering round and round at the edge of the sign. Okay then, bunny cookies it is, said Mom. She made cookies all afternoon, all evening, and half the night. I make cookies too, mixing and rolling and cutting alongside Mom. Mike helped too, finding endless tins to store them. He came with us on Saturday to help Mom set up the stall. Princess was helping her mom on the Tobola stall. Her sister and brothers were them too, Julep and Precious, and little baby Marley. We're going to have to enroll your entire family in our UCL's club. I said, what's your mom called, Princess? She's called Petal, so she's in too. What about your mom? Everyone calls her Dilly. That's kind of unusual, isn't it? Princess was looking at Mike, who was arranged hundreds of cookies on plates. His absent-mindedly nibbled the ears of one of the bunny, and Mom pretended to smack his hand. What about your dad? I thought you said your mom and dad had split up, said Princess. He's not my dad, I said. Well, I did think he was a bit old, said Princess. Is he your granddad? Princess nodded. No, he's just Mike. He's lovely. We live with him, I said. So he and your mom are like a couple? No, Princess stared at Mom and Mike. They were still fooling around, pairing up the rabbits on the plate, so they were giving each other abysmal kisses. They look like a couple, she said. Well, they're not, I said, but I started to wonder about it. Dad had thought Mom had a thing going with Mike, But then Dad was so crazy. He thought every other guy in the world was after Mom. He was still leaving angry messages on her phone, demanding to know what was going on. He kept asking when we were coming back. He's actually said it was lonely at home without us, which made Mom cry. But Auntie Avril ran to see how we were getting on and told us she'll call Donald Dad, and she said he seemed quite chirpy. We had a glass of wine or two and a nice little chat. It was almost like old times, said Auntie Avril. You don't mind, do you, Avril? Do you? Said Mom. Why should I? Well, dear, he's still your husband. Yes, but I'm not with him now, am I? You do what you want, Avril. Go for it, girl. Maybe Mom and Dad will get a divorce now, and then Mom would be free to marry Mike if she wanted. I wanted it more than anything else. I knew Mike would be the most magical stepdad in the whole world. Mom's cookie stall made a positive fortune for the whole school. Mike made his special fish pie for supper, and we opened a bottle of champagne to celebrate. Mom let me have a half of glass. It was lovely. The bubbles went right up my nose and tickled. Mom had much more than half a glass and went to bed quite giggly. You're funny when you're drunk, Mom, I said, giving her a hug. I'm not drunk. I've only had 2 glasses of champagne, silly, said Mom. Well, maybe it was 3. Anyway, I'm just happy, okay? Just a little thirsty because of reading. Well, let's continue. We still have a lot more. Yes, well, sometimes I still wonder if I'm crazy, if we've done the right thing. I worry about what's right for you. I think we've done exactly the right thing. Well, we have certainly been so lucky coming here, finding Mike. Yes, Mike. I do like Mike. Yes, so do I. He's been so kind and he's such fun to be with. And he's never, ever, ever seems to get cross, said Mom. He likes you too ever so. So what would you do if he wants to be your boyfriend? Goodness. Well, Mike's lovely, I know, and I'm very fond of him, but I know he's quite old, Mom, but that doesn't really matter, does it? No, I mean, I fell for your dad, didn't I? And Mike isn't a terrible good looking, though. I like the way he looks. I like the way he looks, too. So do you think you'll be together, Mom? I don't think so, Beauty, Mom said gently. It's not because he hasn't got much money, is it? I whispered. Oh, Beauty. Mom sounded shocked, as if that matters. I like it that Mike isn't rich and doesn't give a hoot about money. He's become a very special friend, if you must know. He did sort of hint that we love to be more than just good friends, but he was very understanding when I explained why I wanted things to do just the way they are. But why, Mom? I asked, exasperated. Because I want to be on my own for a bit. No man in my life. Independent. I got together with your dad when I was fresh out of school. I've never learned how to stand on my own 2 feet. I want to prove I can cope. It's still a bit scary, but it's exciting to make decisions for myself. I always thought I was absolutely thick, but now I seem to be doing okay. Do you understand, darling? Well, sort of, I said, but I hope you might change your mind later on. I know one thing, said Mom. I'm not really on my own. I've got you, Bates. I couldn't manage without you. We're a team. You and me, Beauty. Mom and I were a real team when it came to cookie baking. Suddenly, our bunny cookies were absolutely in demand. We spent Saturdays and Sunday up to our elbows in cookie dough in an attempt to please all our customers. Mom had been supplying cookies for all the guest houses on Primrose Terrace for weeks, but now the big white hotel wanted their own batch to offer to guests for afternoon tea, and Peggy's tailor wanted a big jar of assorted iced cookies, every single day. We had inquiries from several Sea Heaven hotels and tea shop, and we were asked to provide 100 bags of bunny cookies for the big Sea Heaven Carnival in July. I designed a special bunny label to stick on each bag, a white rabbit on a bright green background. Mom and I set up a big cookie stall at the carnival and dressed up in our white lacy aprons. The local television news came and filmed us. I didn't even know what they were doing. I was just busy selling cookies, and this guy jumped in front of me and told me to eat a bunny cookie and go yum yum. So I did, and then I saw the camera pointing in my direction. I was about to die, but it was all over before I could object. My heart started thudding like crazy in case I looked stupid when Mom and Mike and I switched on the local news that evening. But to my great relief, I was only on for 2 seconds. They said I'd make the cookies all by myself, which made me fuss, but Mom just laughed. The next morning, Mike came charging into the kitchen, eyes popping. There's a phone call for our little television star. It's Watchbox, the kids program on Saturday morning. They want to have you on their show. He said, "What? Oh, Mike, you're a tease," I said, shaking my head at him. "Stop kidding, Mike. You're very bad," said Mike. "I am not kidding. Come to the phone, Beauty." "Dilly, they need to talk to you too. I promise I'm not joking." I went to the phone, Mom following me. "Hello, it's Beauty speaking," I said uncertainly, still not quite believing Mike. "Hello, Beauty. My name's Jules Latimer. I'm a researcher on Watchbox. Do you know our show? I've been watching various news items, and I saw your little spot on a piece about the Sea Heaven Carnival. So you make all these wonderful cookies." "Well, my mom makes most of them. I just help out when we were really busy," I said. "And did you design the bunny logo?" "The logo? Oh, the pictures on the bag. Yes, I did that." "Well, we'd love to have you on our program. You could maybe show our presenters Simon and Midrandra how to make the cookies. Would you like to do that?" "Would I like to go on television? Oh, goodness, it might be so scary. I have 1,000 and thousands of children watching me." Ugly Beauty. They all laugh and snigger at their television sets, saying horrible things about me. "No, thank you very much," I said. "What?" said Mom beside me. "Don't be daft, Beauty. Of course you want to go to Watchbox." She snatched the phone away from me. "Hello, I'm Dilly's Cookson, Beauty's mom. I think she's a little bit overwhelmed. I'm sure she'll love to go on Watchbox. It's her second favorite television show." I heard the researcher laughing and asking something. "Oh, her favorite has to be the Rabbit Hutch. She's absolutely nuts on Sam and Lily," said Mom. "Shut up, Mom. They think I'm a terrible baby," I hissed. Mom wouldn't shut up. That's why she painted that lovely white rabbit for her bunny cookies, because she loves Lily. She listened to the researcher for a while and then laughed. Yes, okay. What day do you record the program? Tomorrow?" "No, Mom, I'm not going to," I said, struggling to get the phone of her. But she had it out of my reach. "Can you give me the full address? That's London, right?" "Oh, I'm afraid I don't know London very well. Will I be able to park at the studio, or should I get the train?" "Using a special car for us?" "What? All the way to Rabbit Cove?" "Oh, wonderful. It's Lily Cottage, 19 Primrose Terrace, at 9 o'clock. We'll be ready and waiting." Mom rang up and then gave me a huge hug. I stayed stony still, not responding. "You can be ready and waiting. I'm not going," I said. "Oh, Beauty, don't be so silly. I want to look silly on television." "But you won't. You're fine on the local news, completely natural." "Yes, because I didn't show what they were doing. But I'm not going on Watchbox. I hate it." "You'll love it, especially when you know they had got lined up for." "I've got everything to tell you, but they want it to be a total surprise," said Mom. "I know what they want me to do. Show Simon and Medrandra how to make cookies. Simon is this big, fat, jolly guy who shouts all the time, and Medrandra is a little and very bouncy and beautiful. I couldn't possibly make cookies with them. I'm not going on Watchbox, Mom, no matter what you say. But, look, you're getting just like Dad, I said, starting to shout. He was always making me do stuff I didn't want to. Please don't start, Mom. I'm sorry, but I'm not the sort of pretty show-off girl who'll be great on television. I'll be awful. You don't understand me one little bit, do you, Mom? You're totally useless, Mom. Mom stared at me. Her eyes filled with tears, and she rushed upstairs. I glared after her. I was still glaring when Mike found me, kicking the skirting board in his living room. Are you looking for those rats again? He said. Steady on. You'll scuff the paintwork. And it won't exactly like hands or new basketball boots either. I'm sorry, I said, feeling bad. That's okay, kiddo. Fancy saying sorry to your mom, too. I think you were shouting at her. And when I listened to the stairs, just how it sounded as if she might be crying. Said Mike. Well, it's not my fault, I said, just because I don't want to go on Watchbox. What is this program anyway? I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever watched it. Oh, they have these two presenters on every day, and all these kids come on and do stuff. Dance, sing, and play around. All the girls in my old school were desperate to be on Watchbox, Sky especially. Is she the one who was particularly mean to you? There, don't you want to be on her grudge program? Just be one up on her. Yes, but I'll make such a total fool of myself. Everyone would laugh. What makes you think that? I just can't do stuff in front of people. They'll say my silly name, and every child watching would take a double take and go, Beauty, as if, like they did at Sea Heaven Primary, said Mike, with a little edge to his voice. You were so certain they were all going to laugh at you and tease you. That made your life a misery, remember? And did that happen? He waited. I fidgeted. He cocked his ears, wanting a response. All right. They're all lovely at my new school, I said. Well, except for Toby and Ben. And actually, they gave me some of their perfectly distinctive homemade toffee that stuck their teeth together the other day, hoping I'd give them bunny cooking in exchange. So you were wrong about Sea Heaven School and its pupil, Mike persisted. Yes, okay, I admit that. So don't you think that you might be just wrong about this television show? You could go on it and actually be a little superstar. No, I wouldn't. Yes, you would. But even if you come over all shy and can say a word, does it really matter? At least you haven't had a go, and you'll have given your mom's cookie an enormous plug, too. Do you know how much it costs to have an advert on Television Beauty? Thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. Yet you can advertise bunny cookies for nothing on the most popular program on kids' television. Don't you see what this could mean for you and Dilly? You could expand properly, take on some staff. There are heaps of moms in Rabbit Cove who would love to do a bit of baking part-time. It's her chance to turn bunny cookies into a quality product sold nationwide. Bunny cookies in every upmarket food emporium, Fordham and Masson, Harrods and Selfridges. I stared Mike open-mouthed. Do you really think it could happen? I asked. Well, I'm maybe going a bit over the top to prove my point. I'm not sure Dilly would want to develop the business to such an extent, but she's taking it very seriously, Beauty. She's getting some confidence in herself at last. You should feel so proud of her. I am, I said. So you know how much this means to her? Though you mean much more to her than her precious cookies. In a way, she's doing all this for you. And yet, what I hear you shouting at her just now. I said she was a useless mom. I said, my voice going all wobbly. And do you really think that? No, of course I don't. I just said it because I was cross and I wanted to hurt her, because I truly still don't want to go to Watchbox. But I will if you really make me. I'm not gonna make you do anything, sweetheart, said Mike, putting his arm around me, but I'm hoping like anything you say you will. I'll be so proud of you, Beauty. I give him a big hug. You're very clever, you know. You don't shut and yell. You don't even rarely tell me off. You just say stuff that makes me do exactly what you want. You must have been a great dad, Mike. I think I was rather a rubbish dad, actually. Not much calm as a husband either. I just wanted to do my own thing and expected everyone else to fill in. I tried not to think about the past too much. I'm not very proud of the way I behaved. Maybe I've learned my lesson now. That's the only thing I've really learned about my life. You don't have to go on and making the same old mistake over and over and over again. You can't change other people, but you can change yourself. There, wise old Mike has done enough mumbling in his beard. Go upstairs and make it with your mom puppet. I ran up to our room. Mom was lying on our bed, sobbing into her pillow. Oh, Mom, don't. I'm sorry, I said, lying down beside her. I'm sorry too, Beauty. I just got so excited I forgot you've had a terrible ordeal. It's okay. You don't have to go on all these silly old programs. But I will, Mom. I said, I'll do it for us. To advertise bunny cookies. I'll probably be absolute rubbish on the telly, and you'll die of embarrassment. But I'll give it a go. Okay. Oh, you darling, said Mom. You're the best daughter in the world. And you're the best, Mom, I said. I was glad I changed my mind and make Mom happy and Mike proud. But in the middle of night, wide awake, I wish I didn't have to. I kept imagining what it would be like. I'd be in a studio with a lot of cool, confident, talented, beautiful girls like Sky. They're all dance and sing, and I'll make a mock-up of my cookies, and they're all goggle at me and chortled. And children from John Oak Road to Land End would goggle and chortle too. I didn't get to sleep until about 5 o'clock. Mom bounced up my bed very early. I huddled under the duvet while she got ready. She seemed to be making a big performance of it, squishing clothes along the rail, opening drawers, snapping her suitcase. She woke me up with a cup of tea at 8 o'clock. Rise and shine, my little television star, she said, giving me a kiss. I sat up in bed, looking Mom up and down. She looked lovely, wearing her cream dress, her hair newly washed and fluffy around her shoulder. I took a sip of tea and made my voice gruff. Your necks look a bit bare, Dilly. Why don't you wear your diamond collar? I said. Oh, don't, said Mom, and we both laughed shakily. Do you think I should tell your dad you're going to be on the telly? Said Mom. No, because I'll know I muck it up, I said. I wish you were doing it. You look fabulous, Mom, really. Do you really think so, babes? Mom glanced at her suitcase. I've got another outfit in case they all look dead casual. I don't want to let you down, darling. Now, I've ironed your gray dress and your white pinafore and polished your gray boots. We don't want them to get all crazy in the car, so we'll pop them on the hanger. And you can wear your comfy jeans and stuff on the journey. Okay? I nodded, touched that she's going to be so much trouble. I still wasn't sure I'd actually be able to stand there in front of the cameras. My tummy flipped over at the thought I could barely swallow my tea. Mike insists on doing breakfast by himself. He made Mom and me sit down as if we were ordinary guests on holiday at Lily Cottage. All the other guests made a great fuss at me, and when the big black car drove outside, they all crowded on the doorstep and patted me and kissed me and wished me luck. Mike gave me a big hug and whispered in my ear, "Good luck, kiddo." He gave Mom a hug too and whispered in her ear. She blushed and giggled. I wonder if they might just get together in spite of what Mom said. Then Mom and I got in the back of the car. The chauffeur was a nice fat man called Harry, who hung my dress and pinafore on a special little hook inside the car and stowed Mom's suitcase in the boot. Are you comfy now, ladies? You just sit back and relax, he said. I felt a horrible pang as we drove out of Rabbit Cove. I knew it was silly, but I was scared of somehow made it all up. And once we turned back on the main road to London, it would vanish into the sea. A never land we'll never be able to reach again. I knelt up on the seat and peered back. It's okay, babe. We'll be back this evening, said Mom softly. Rabbit Cove our home now. We're going to live there all summer and winter too. And the next summer and winter forever, I said. Yes, if that's what we both want, said Mom. I turned running around, cuddled up to her. You bet it is, I said. Here, let us choose CD to play in this car, and we sang along for a while. But then my head started nodding. When I woke up again, we were in London. Oh, help, I said, suddenly horrible scared. Oh, Harry, are we nearly there? 5 minutes away. I want to go now, I said. It'll be fine, Beauty, said Mom, holding my hand. But her hand was cold and clammy, too. You'll love being in Watchbox, young lady, said Harry. That Simon is a right laugh. And as for Madondra, wow. We drove into the studio. I couldn't help feeling a little bit thrilled when Harry told me the set early man at the gate. Here's Miss Beauty Cookson and her mom for a Watchbox. We were let through straight away. Harry parked the car, handed over my gray outfit and suitcase. I promise he'll be waiting to take us all the way home after the program. Wish us luck, Harry, said Mom. Oh, yes, I wish you lots and lots of luck, but you won't need it. You'll be brilliant. Well, the Beauty makes a batch of bunny cookies. We'll make sure we'll bring you some, said Mom. We were met by Jules, the researcher. She was much younger than I imagined, with a ponytail and a very short skirt. I thought at first she might be one of the child performers on the show. She took Mom and me to our very own dressing room, even had our names on the door. Now, we'll probably have a little rehearsal, and you'll meet Simon and Madondra, and all the other kids in the show, she said. You're going to start the show, Beauty, making cookies. You'll be showing Simon and Madondra what to do. Then while the cookies are baking, we'll have our oven, our own little oven. No expense pair on Watchbox. All the other guests will do their turns. You got a singer, a conjurer, and 2 different dancers. And then we'll finish with you, Beauty, taking the cookies out of the oven. We were wondering if you maybe draw a little rabbit for us, seeing as you designed the Bunny Cookies logo. Oh yes, that'll be great. Look, I brought lots of Beauty's drawings. She's even done some of oil painting. She unfastened her suitcase. She didn't have spare clothes in there at all. She had all my Sam and Lily drawings and paintings. Oh, Mom, I said, terribly embarrassed. They don't want to see all that silly old stuff. Oh, yes, we do, said Jules, seizing an armful. Do you mind if I take them over to show the producer? They'll fit in brilliantly with the special finale. What special finale? I asked. Oh, just sort of a good way of rounding up the program, said Jules. She winked at Mom and Mom winked back. What's all the winking about? I asked Mom when we were left on our own in the dressing room. What's winking? Said Mom. I just had something in my eye, that's all. I didn't have time to quiz her further because we were called into the room for studio for a run the rehearsal. It was a great room full of cameras with cables snaking all over the floor. There were 2 big red squashy sofas in a corner, a mini kitchen in another, and a round stage with a spotlight. There were 4 other children standing around with their moms. They all looked comfortably anxious too, apart from a beautiful girl with long fair hair in a very short skirt and a sparkly top. She was wearing very high heels. She is so like Sky, I whispered to Mom. Maybe she should put her heels and fall over and show her knickers. Mom whispered back. The fair girl looked positively ordinary compared to Madondra. She was simply dressed in jeans and a little t-shirt and sneaker, but she looked stunning. Her long, ultra-curly black hair flying everywhere, her honey-colored skin shining, shining, her dark eyes huge and luminous. She smiled at everyone, asking our names, chatting away. Simon was very friendly too, bounding about, pulling faces and licking the nose of the very little boy who was Deandra. I smiled shyly at Deandra and Simon, but I felt paralyzed with fear. I didn't know what I was going to do. I knew how to make cookies, but what am I supposed to say when I was mixing and baking? I asked Jewel in panic. It's okay, Melandra and Simon will ask you stuff, and you just say whatever you want. We're not going to through it word by word just now. We'll find it make things much refresher when we start recordings, said Jules. I had to stand in the kitchen and pretend to make cookies while Melandra and Simon bubbled about. I felt so shy I barely say a word. Then a tall red-headed girl called Megan did an acrobatic dance. A tiny girl called Tina sang a song. Bye guys.